Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this St. Patrick's Day. Wishing a happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you. We're getting started. I have a special guest here, but let's get started with our weather. Brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard and hard-working crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. And high 68, low 48. Got a bit of cool at night. It should be a fairly nice day today. Our water temperature brought to us by Allco Electric out of Lynn Haven. Get this now, it's dropped down to 63.5. It's been like a yo-yo this past 2 weeks, so we had a little bit of a fog. I think we've had maybe two fogs, but maybe 1.5 fogs, but we'll keep talking about that later on. Our Monday moon phase brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. Had that big full moon last Thursday, so it's waning down, and we got a half moon coming up on Friday of this week, a half a moon. So should be interesting watching that as it develops or undevelops. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn today, Monday, March the 17th, and we're getting back into some little bit of tide, but we had deep tide all weekend. Strong tides coming up this weekend. Our time this morning is 11:49 for the high tide, and it's going out to about 9:29 tonight. Our wind direction will be coming out of north-northwest at about 10 to 15. Okay, let's take our break and come back with our special guest. Okay, welcome back, and another familiar face here on Panhandle Outdoors. Coach Ernie Martin from Crestview.
Hey, good to be here.
So, appreciate you driving over this morning.
Yes, sir.
Nice drive?
Sir. Oh, yes. I wish everybody could have been up and with me when I crossed the bay on Highway 331.
That moon.
That big full moon hanging in the west, trying to go down and across that bay. It was just as picturesque as you'd want to be.
Well, we're on the waning side of it, and I know that when you're driving in the dark, you see a lot more of it. But
yes, sir.
How's everything over at Crestview High School?
Moving and grooving, staying busy. You know, it's testing season coming up soon, and we're getting everything, trying to get them ready to take care of those certifications and all that. And we're, full tilt into the spring sports and just, outdoor education class. All three classes are rocking and rolling, and doing a few projects here and there, and trying to finish up the year on a successful note.
It's flying by. It's going to be.
My grandmother said that one time when I was in high school. She was born on August 8th, 1900, and she told me one time when she was in her late 70s that she thought Christmas got here faster every year. Being a 17-year-old, I just thought, Grandma, you're just real old. But now she sounds like she knew what she was talking about, because it just goes by way too fast.
Yeah, it's amazing how that wisdom of these older people is a little more, they're a little wiser than we thought when we were teenagers.
Sir. Absolutely.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Well, I know, we're out on fishing. You sent some pictures. You had a good hunting season. And
we had fun. Yes, sir.
Y'all, that big snow that hit y'all strong.
Man, did it hit us. I've lived in the Panhandle of Florida all my life. My wife grew up in the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and her mother, 85 years old, has not seen the snow like they had. And my sister is almost 80, and she said that's never been a snow in our area that heavy before. We had places that had close to 9 inches of snow, and that's just...
That's crazy.
Something new, and it'll be the way people gauge cold weather in this area for a long, long time.
Exactly right.
Snowmageddon will live in infamy.
Yeah, exactly right. And it was something special.
Yes, sir.
On the bright side, we're into some better weather now. We're into some fishing, and you sent us some good pictures, and we got all kind of pictures to talk about. So we'll hit the snow pictures later, but just in order that you sent them, we're going to let's show this picture right here, and you tell us about. Let me see.
All right, this was a early winter trip. My son Reed, he is a busy guy. He's full-time college student, full-time employed with the school district, and I burned him out when he was probably between the ages 4 and 6, fishing and hunting. He kind of checked those boxes, and now he called, we got together. He says, Dad, I just need a break. Let's go fishing. And once I picked my jaw up off the floor, and I said, sure, we'll figure it out. So we ran down to Milton, Florida, which the mouth of the Yellow River empties in there just below Interstate 10. And I took the baits that we're going to talk about today and read out there. And I don't know if it's genetics, the DNA, but between my father and his grandfather on his mama's side, the boy can fish. Oh my gosh. We had our limit in about 20 minutes, and I'm talking about trout. You could see them.
Whoa.
Right there. We had some real good trout. We started culling and throwing back, and I decided, I said, Reed, let's just throw these baits out the back and troll down this bank. It's got some good water on it. Mm-hmm. I was in the front running the trolling motor, and he threw his out, and by the time I got mine out, he was like, Dad, I turned around, that rod's bent. I'm like, I caught 1, he caught 7. I'm like, wow. I was like, dude, just work them. Let's get it going. But he would measure them and check them. I said, you want to keep it or throw it back? He said, all right, this is good. He says, how many can we have, Dad? I said, you can have 3 and I can have 3. And they got to be in this frame. He goes, we need 1 more. Okay. So, but I mean, it was a wonderful day. We were blessed to be out there on the water, and the baits that we used absolutely work. They are amazing baits. They're very durable baits. This gentleman, Mr. Charlie Nettles, out of Lacombe, Louisiana, knows what he's doing and has made a very good bait, and I will use it in fresh and saltwater applications and have caught fish in both settings.
Well, that was interesting. In fact, I was showing the color right here.
Yes, sir.
That color is so interesting as far as...
The thing that Charlie's done is he's incorporated the looks of these baits so that they will actually apply to the water and the water clarity. Muddy water, he's got a little bit different twist on the bait. Clear water, stained. You know how it gets around here. A lot of times the saltwater species, they want consistency. They want the water to be the same so that they're a little more comfortable with it. But he can adjust these baits to cover a lot of things. And he doesn't just make baits for speckled trout and redfish. Right now, to date, I think we have over 26 different species, both fresh and saltwater, that they have caught fish on, as far as up north as walleye and trout. So They really work.
I love fishing with bait when it comes from a fisherman like that has fished his whole life, and he understands the colors, and that's trial and error. His own experience.
Yes, sir.
It's not some kind of big manufacturer over in another country and all. This guy right here is really designed it. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a break and come back and talk about these baits. Okay, welcome back. So glad you're with us on this St. Patrick's Day. And speaking of, I have this announcement. Tom Martin sent this to me, and I want to just make sure you know about tonight. I mentioned this Friday. Okay, the American Legion Post 359 or 356 in Lynn Haven having St. Patrick's Day special, serving appetizers 5 to 6, and then what are they going to have? Corned beef and cabbage. All right, followed by dessert. We're playing Irish music. I've been to this before. It is a hoot. And anyway, so there's Tom's number. But anyway, that's right on Aberdeen Parkway there in Lynn Haven. And I always get people, they ask me to ask a blessing, which is, I love doing that because when you do, when you finish saying grace, you're right there in front of the line. See?
Pray and get your plate. I like it.
I will be there. Hope to see some of y'all there. It's a fundraiser for American Legion. You know what kind of work they do and help so many people. And also try to see you there tonight. Okay. Now let's get back to fishing. And let's talk about this company. Tell us the name of this company.
Mr. Charlie Nettles has a company out of Lacombe, Louisiana, which, if you're not familiar with that area, it's the North Shore. It's up by Mandeville, right off Interstate 12 on your way towards Baton Rouge, right there on Lake Pontchartrain. And he has developed some baits that are really, really good. I met him because I was looking through, searching for different baits and different companies, and found his YouTube channel, and then found some of his baits and made contact, and he sent me some so that I could try to help promote his baits in the Panhandle of Florida and even Mississippi, where my wife's from. And I told him what kind of water I'd mainly fish, being more clear water than stained to muddy. And he said, let me send you these baits. You go give them a try and tell me what you think. He said, understand, I build my baits. They already have a scent built into the plastic, but I'm gonna send you a bottle of the scent. And he says, when you get ready to use it, just dump it in the bag, let it sit in there, and tell me what you think. So I did it, gave him a try, and doggone if them things don't work.
And the thing about it, you fish for this guy, right?
Yes, sir.
And so
yes, sir.
So this is a testimonial, not just for something you read. This is a guy.
No, I went and did it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And I'm so impressed with. Okay, let's hold up. I'm gonna just sort of hold some up.
All right, this one you got right here is his paddle tail version of his grub, and that color is called Sea Pearl. That was the first lure that I put on my 1/4 ounce jig head and used over here. And redfish, speckled trout, white trout,
that paddle tail.
called them. Yep.
Yeah.
You rig it just like you do any other paddle tail grub, and I was highly impressed.
So it has a scent embedded in it.
Yeah, he says it's hard for humans to smell it, but you can smell it some. It's not a strong scent. And the thing that I like about it is I had that one bait on, and I caught about 11 different fish: speckled trout, white trout, redfish. And the bait withstood it all. It was still good when I left and went back home. Went, doggone, that's a good bait.
That's a good point. The durability of a bait
is big. And you know as well as I do, I bass fish a lot of tournaments, and there's some products out there that I like, but it's a one-trick pony. You get bit, you set the hook, get you another bait, because they don't last long the way they're made and the molds that they're poured in, the plastic that they use. Do they catch fish? Yes, but they also catch a lot of fishermen's wallets, because you have to run through a bunch. But Mr. Charlie here makes a good bait, and he's also had people tell him, says, you might make too good a bait because they're going to buy one pack and use it for 2 weeks. He said, well, the watercolor changed and they'll need a different one. But he's got several different types. He's got one
color here
that's a little bit more subtle. It doesn't have the paddle tail on it. He calls that his triple tail effect.
That's
It's
interesting.
got 3. Yeah, it looks like the fin on a fish, especially of a bait fish. So take one of those out and look at it. And
you see a little tail there, triple tail.
Yeah, there you go.
Right
but it's a very good bait, and it's all about the subtlety of the presentation of the fish and the vibrations. Clear, calmer days, you might not need much, and that thing will work right there.
If I was a fish, I'd want to eat this right here.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing about it. His baits imitate all of the bait fish and the shrimp. He's got the lures, and I'll give you an example. When we were over there in November shooting the show for his video, YouTube channel, we were in Lake Pontchartrain, and we got there, and the minute we got out to the trestle, and this is the train trestle that you would see from Interstate 10. It would be to your north, running from Slidell to New Orleans. We come in from Bayou Lacombe and got set up, and he says, not a lot of people do this, and I don't know why. I said, what do you mean? He says, we're going to troll. I said, man, that's what I do. That's my jam when I'm catching trout in the wintertime. And we took 1/2 ounce jig heads that he had poured and painted, and we took the white version of it. I think it's right there. It's called the Coconut Chrome. And I'm going to tell you what, folks, if you buy any of these lures, buy these two first. The Sea Pearl, the one he just showed you, and this Coconut Chrome. And make sure you tie a good knot and you got some good line, because you're going to tie it on tight, because here they come.
That looks like a white shrimp.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And we started trolling, and I was on the inside when he turned. I didn't know which way he was going, so I threw out first and was running, feathering my line out. And I'd always just check for backlash, just let it slide and feel it and make sure it's running. And about the second time I did that, it loaded up. I said, hey, let's go. So for about 2 hours and 15, 20 minutes, we probably didn't go a full minute without either all 4 rods being knocked down with fish on it to catching a fish. And in about that span of time, we had a 4-man limit in that cooler and couldn't put another one in the boat. And those speckled trout in Pontchartrain were running, I would say, on Pontchartrain, there was none of them smaller than 15 inches. Good, fat, healthy trout. And man, they were so full of shrimp, they kind of gave me a gumbo flavor when I started cooking them. They were so good.
That's Pontchartrain is so big, and also, the fish is going to be big coming out of there.
Man, were they.
And what tickled me, when you're talking about when you're trolling, sometimes when 2 or 3 rods bow up, you just start getting excited.
Oh man, we were doing it, and a lot of people have a lot of techniques that they use out there, but That right there
That's a good color.
was a good
They
one.
got a little case right here. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the color we showed. And
Yep.
let's see.
And you've got the address and all of the stuff. The thing is right now, folks, if you want to fish these baits, you need to order them online.
Okay.
You've got to go to the website, order them, and you can look on his website and see some of the colors that he has. But if
like
you're
the
not
color.
sure if he has a color you want, then get a hold of Mr. Chester and he can get a hold of me, and I can send you the information. But
This is cool.
if you're fishing in the summertime down here and those brown trout start running in the bay, we got it. I mean, it works. The white trout, and that's what we were using in the fall and in the wintertime, and they just work. But I like the other applications I use with these. He's got one that's called Blue Angel, and it's beautiful. It's got some blue and purple in it. It kind of reminds me of the Snagless Sally skirt, the Bruiser. So I matched it up with a black and blue jig or a black and blue chatterbait as a trailer. Sucker's tougher than whit leather. It hangs on and it gives a good vibration. If it's a calm day and you want to go with something light, use a triple tail behind it and you have a little bit less vibration if you're seeing it good.
Good idea. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Today we're talking about fishing. Before we get back to that, our fishing game time today brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers out of Port St. Joe. We're looking at 151 to 351 this morning and 212 to 412 this evening. So we have a lot more pictures to show you, but we want to go ahead and you were talking about, what were you just telling me about?
One of the things that Mr. Nettles has done as well with his baits is he has baits built for that fish with many names. Louisiana, they call it sac-a-lait. Mississippi, they call it white perch. South Florida, they call it specks. You're from around here, we call it crappie. If you're from Georgia, they call it crappie. But I mean, that joker's got aliases all over. But this bait right here was built just for them. It is perfect for those little jigs, for people that like to troll for the crappie around here. Under a cork, just straight with a jig with a little bit of split shot above it, and troll these around. Okay. Give it a try. It's going to work. I have 100% confidence in these baits that Mr. Charlie builds.
The address right here. This is the name of the company now. Spectrum Baits, Lacombe, Mississippi.
Louisiana.
I'm in Louisiana. You're from Mississippi. Your wife is.
Yep.
SpectrumBaits.com. Okay.
Yep.
This is just the color of the one.
That one I just showed you is sneaky pink.
Yeah, but here's the right
that's
there,
it right
line,
there. Yep.
And you can buy it. Comes in a 10-pack, and they're all different colors. And you can just, I'm sure. In fact, we'll pull it up maybe.
All you fishing enthusiasts that live around here that fish bass fish and saltwater fish, you deserve to give these a try and try them out for yourself. I don't really have to do much more in selling this product because I use it. I know it works. I've got pictures and videos to prove it, and just give it a try. You'll be happy with it. Match the color of these baits to the color of the forage, if it's shrimp that they're eating or if it's bait fish, and the color of the water. Match the hatch and match the water, and you'll be successful with these baits. I guarantee it.
I love having guests on here like Ernie that know what they're talking about. They've been there, done that, and we're doing a product right here from a guy who's been there, done that. So this is what it's all about. So
yes, sir.
And we're going to field test some of these ourselves soon, and we'll let you know about it. Now, real quick, you sent some pictures. Jumping back to that snow, we'll try to get to all kind of stuff. But I always loved to look at everybody's snowman back then. And this is
at our neighborhood.
Okay.
My wife and I tried to get out and walk. That is the perfect Florida snowman. It's got the floaty on and that, and the lady and her two kids are out there making it, and we took a picture of it.
That's cool.
That's a lot of snow. That's the truck and my front yard.
Oh,
I left the snow on it. I couldn't leave it on my boat because my boat has a tarp that puts over it, and I had to go out there 6 different times to get the snow out of it. This is my buddy in Pensacola. This is his 25-foot boat, and it absolutely filled up the back end with snow. So that's looking out my front.
It's hard looking back on it now. It's just hard. Sitting here today, hard.
I didn't have any of those good waterproof boots from those boot companies like we do when we're fishing and going out. So I didn't have any of that. When my birthday came around February, and my wife, my kids decided I needed a pair because Al kept coming in every day with wet socks.
So now you're prepared for next time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, we got a couple minutes left, and I'll cover some really good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with these baits here. And you sort of
Yes, sir.
flavor, so.
Well, these baits, and I'm going to try it because I was blessed back about 2008, 2009 to get in on a bass fishing invite with the legendary Shaw Grigsby.
Wow.
And me and my father-in-law and loaded up and went to Gainesville, and he said, Ern, I got to practice. They're on bed. It was a full moon in February. He said, come on down. I've got some marked out. We'll get you some double-digit bass. It'll be fun. So we go down, and we're launching the boat. And he's like, he had a little look on his face. He said, I'm concerned. He says, why? He said, that cold front may have knocked them off. He said, but if these aren't where I saw them yesterday, we can go up into one of the springs and they'll be on the bed there. We'll find, it'll just take us a little longer to find them. Sure enough, we got in the water. He said, Ernie, that one right there your daddy was going to catch was 13 plus.
Oh.
And you could see the empty bed. He said, they run off. He said, don't worry about it. So we turned and went up into a spring, and he taught me and my father-in-law in a half-day trip how to find bedding bass. And when you see them on the bed, he would see them and be a good guesstimate of the weight, and he would look at it and go, no, not ready. How many times have you been bass fishing and see them on the bed and you're like, I've been after this joker for an hour and a half. He won't do it. They may run up to it all that.
Yeah, right.
And he showed me how to read the female because it all hinges on her being ready to lay out in that nest.
Right.
And we would ride along, and he found the first one. He looked at it, and second cast, my father-in-law put one in the boat. It was about 11.6.
That's awesome.
I was like, wow, this is cool.
What a great story to be able to fish with a legendary like.
Man, it was awesome.
And learn. And every time you go fishing with people that are good, you learn from them and enjoy fishing.
Yes, sir. And with that full moon today, when I leave here, I'm gonna grab me a biscuit somewhere and head back. And if the sun's out, the glass, I'm gonna look like the world's craziest cobia fisherman on my boat looking for bass.
We run out of time again like we always do. But thank you for bringing these baits. We're going to try them out. And
yes, sir.
Appreciate you coming over and keep sending those pictures and all. And
yes,
finish
sir.
up school strong and get those kids out of here. So.
Oh yeah. I enjoyed it. Appreciate y'all having me. And hopefully we can get up there and shoot some videos up on my end of the woods.
That'd be cool. Cool. Thank y'all for watching our show. We appreciate your viewership. Y'all do good things for other people. Have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors. Take care of it. And God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.